to my channel. Today I just want to do a video of all my imports. Probably going to be a little bit long, so I'm going to probably cut it in two. But this is just basically a look at all the stuff I've brought in over the years, and a lot of it's mostly just from the UK, China, Korea, I think one from France, and I think like one from Germany. But anyways, just jump right in. I got a big stack right here. So starting off, these are my imports from Korea, and they have cost me a pretty penny, that's for sure. You know, around like $30 is the average per one of these, just because of the shipping costs and whatnot. So the first one here, it's all in Korean, but this one is Nameless Gangster, with Choi Min-sik, who played Old Boy, Odesu. This is a pretty decent movie. It's basically like gangsters in the, I want to say the 80s, I think it was set in. Really long, like, I think like 2.5 hours, but I remember being a pretty big hit in Korea, and it's like they call it a coffee book, something like that. It's basically a digibook, but they call it a coffee book there, and it's got like pictures in here from the movie and whatnot. But yeah, it was a pretty decent movie. I think worth the $30, I think. The next one I have here is Breathless. Actually, one of the rare ones I have with a slip cover. It was really weird. This one I haven't seen yet, but it's actually about like a low-end like gangster type guy who develops a relationship with a high school girl of some sort, and I don't really know where it goes from there, but I heard a lot of good things about it. I do like Korean cinema, so I decided to give it a try. It's kind of cool. It's in a clear case, clear Blu-ray case. You don't really see them usually get away from the blue Blu-ray case, but so that's what it looks like on the inside. But I'll definitely have to give it a watch soon. But as with most of my movies, I don't watch them because I'm crazy and I have more money than sense, I guess. Screw it. The next one here. This is from the. This one is called. This one is all Korean here. Peppermint Candy. This one I was actually really interested in seeing a long time ago. I almost got it on DVD as well. But this one, I'll give you a short synopsis, is about, from what I can tell, it's about a guy who commits suicide, and then the movie then recounts up to the point why he did it, and again, this was also pretty expensive, and another one of those kind of digibook style ones here. So this is from the CJ collection. I actually have a couple of these ones. This is a Masquerade. Now I bought this 4 months ago. Haven't watched it either. But this was one that I thought wasn't going to come to North America anytime soon, and then lo and behold, it became exclusive to Best Buy for like $14 in America. So I was a little disappointed about that I could have got a lot cheaper, but it's kind of cool that I got, you know, an import and whatnot. This is one I got it because it was starring Lee Byung-hung, the guy who is in the new G.I. Joe movies, and he's also in I Saw the Devil and Bittersweet Life, and I really like him as an actor. And I heard a lot of good things about this one. He won a bunch of awards for this movie overseas, and it's even on Rotten Tomatoes, and people seem to really like it. So this is another one of those coffee book type things where there's pictures from the movie inside here and whatnot. So I haven't watched one either. I know it's pretty long. I think the back here says it's 2 hours and 10 minutes, so it's quite long. But I'm definitely excited to see this one eventually when I get around to it. Or really, it's more when I'm in the mood for it. I find I'm not always in the mood for certain movies. I'm like, oh, am I in the mood to sit down for 2.5 hours and read subtitles today? And usually I'm not. But I sometimes do go on tears where I just watch foreign movies for like a week, and then I get back into being lazy again and not wanting to read for a little bit. So another CJ one, A Dirty Carnival, which I think is out of print now, or it's all sold out, the digibook style. So this one I did actually watch a long time ago. It's the same thing about more gangster stuff and Korean gangster stuff, and there's some pretty cool fight scenes in this one, like pretty realistic. There we go. Actually, that's a picture from one of the fight scenes. Yeah, another pretty long one, but I did quite enjoy this one. But again, I saw this one, geez, maybe like a year or two back. I've had this one for a while, but I was pretty happy with this one as well. Alright, so this is the one, this is the big deal one from the Amaze collection. This is Bittersweet Life, Kim Ji-woon with Lee Byung-hung. I did watch this one. I quite liked the movie. I think the Blu-ray translation wasn't like the best, but I think this is basically the only way we can get this movie. on Blu-ray right now is from Korea right now, and I don't know. I just can't sacrifice and buy the DVD, so I had to get the Blu-ray. And I got it with the slipcover. I think it came out in digibook as well, but I think it was like $5 more at the time, and I don't know. I didn't think it was worth it for me, the $5 extra. But it was kind of cool. You get the Blu-ray case with the movie inside. Let's see here. You get some postcards type things. I think some of them might have been signed in other copies. If you were lucky enough, they do that sometimes where they have signed postcards and one from the director or whatnot. I think I got one of those actually, and I just can't remember in which movie I got them in. But I know I got one somewhere. And this one of my favorites, personal favorites. I saw it on DVD like many years ago when I used to work at Blockbuster in another lifetime, and I had to get it, and I actually got a really amazing deal one time in Yes Asia. I got like $25 shipped. I don't know how I got it for that cheap, but I did, and it's Thirst by Park Chan-wook, and so it's a slipcover here and the movie. And you got the picture here. So this is one of my first Korean imports, and I love this movie. This movie's, and the Blu-ray in this one, the quality is amazing. It's just, the picture quality is like almost perfect. I'd say reference quality. It's a really great looking movie. And this one is the director's cut, which I think you can only get in the Korean import. So it's a fantastic movie. I rank it right there with Old Boy. Thinking it's the best of his work so far. I really quite like this one. Really enjoy this one. Check it out. It's a vampire movie, but it's really also about like he gets turned into a vampire, and then he's got like figure out his way of being a vampire because he doesn't really want to kill people, and then the thirst overtakes, and there's a weird sexual thing with this other girl. It's hard to explain, but check out Thirst if you can. I know the DVD exists here in North America. If you can live with that quality, I say get it for sure. If you like Park Chan-wook's other stuff. And this one's a Korean movie, but it's from China, and I've been waiting for this movie for a really long time. I was really excited for this one. It took years to come out. Finally, one day, I was just on a website, and then I saw it for order, and I had to get it, because it finally was announced. And so this is The Yellow Sea. Also, this is a weird slipcover, by the way. It's from the bottom. It's the weirdest thing. I was thrown off by that one. But yeah, this is from China. So it is region A. Oh, it's actually region ABC, so wherever you're from. This is a long movie too. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. But I did actually watch this one. I quite liked it. Short synopsis, basically, it's 84, and they live in the Yellow Sea is this, like, I don't know, a place in between China and Korea, from what I understand, and he goes to China to get work, and then he's forced to kill somebody for the mob, and it's a long movie. I saw it quite a while ago, but I did remember liking this one, thinking it was worth the purchase and worth the watch. I find that the Chinese imports are cheaper to get than Korean imports. Alright, here, let's grab these ones here. So this is another big fat stack, as you can see here, and these are all my Chinese imports. Sorry, from China. I guess mainland China, or no, Hong Kong. Sorry, Hong Kong. Mainland China's a bit different. I know Hong Kong and Macau have like slightly different laws from mainland China. But anyways, this one, first one here is The Reign of Assassins. This one, I got it because it's produced by John Woo, and apparently he kind of helped directing it, from what I heard. And it's one of those wushu movies, I think. So a lot of wire work, a lot of crazy fights, a lot of really great fight scenes in this one. A lot of good sword play, and it's got Michelle Yeoh in it, and then Jung Woo Sung, who I believe is Korean as well, who's actually Korean. And yeah, I remember. Actually, I think I fell asleep watching this, but I was really tired that day, and I remember the action being really good in this one. I don't remember much about the story, but I remember this one being actually really. If you like martial arts and that kind of stuff, definitely check this one out. I think it might be coming out in North America, so do your research. I'm not too sure, but this is the Hong Kong import. So I got this one, Protege. So this is another Hong Kong movie. I got it because it's starring Daniel Wu, I believe it's Daniel Wu. Yes, Daniel Wu and Andy Lau, and it's basically about like heroin and drug dealing, and how a cop becomes friends with a drug dealer, and the rise and fall there, and the betrayal and whatnot. But I can't remember much about this one, to tell you the truth. I want to tell you it's good or bad, but I just remember it being, I think it might have been just so that I forgot everything about it, actually. This one is another Hong Kong import, but it's actually a Japanese movie. This one is called K20, something like the Mask, Man of 20 Masks, or something like that. I know it's available in the UK, but I think that one's region locked. And I got it because it's starring Takeshi Kitano, I think it is. Oh no, Kaneshiro Takeshi, or I guess Takeshi Kitano. I don't know, it's got like two names, I guess. But this is kind of like a superhero type movie, and it's kind of funny, and it's really actiony. I'd seen a trailer for it, and it looked pretty interesting, and I did watch it a long time ago when I got it. And it was pretty good, actually. It was just kind of fun, dumb action movie. I think it's not really set in the 80s or 70s or anything. There's no particular timeline, but it's definitely kind of an old school vibe to it. I think it's like let's say 40s, 50s, that kind of era, maybe in the 60s. Oh, I guess 1949 World War II has been avoided, and then from there on. But another like long movie. It's almost 2 hours 20 minutes. So I don't know why every single movie I get ends up being like 2 hours and 20 minutes, and don't always have time for those kind of long movies. But I don't know, check the trailer if you're living in the UK or have a region-free Blu-ray player or want to import this one. Check it out. It's kind of a cool. I don't see a lot of Japanese movies, and so this is one of the ones I did get, and I did kind of like this one. All right, here, Fire of Conscience. Oh, I got this one because it was directed by Dante Lam, and he's a pretty good action director. I remember watching this one, and again, did have good action scenes in it. I don't remember anything about the story. Again, it's more cop stuff, more betrayal stuff. But I do remember just like really cool action scenes, a lot of gunplay, and a lot of chase scenes, and it was pretty well done. I like this one. There we go. So this one, so this is the limited edition. I know there was a regular edition, but being the sucker I am, I had to get the limited edition of Bodyguards and Assassins. I got this one because I was going through a Donnie Yen kick, and Donnie Yen's like on the front of the cover in the regular Blu-ray. So you kind of think he's the star of the movie. Turns out he's in it for like 10 minutes, so it's kind of bad advertising, trying to get you to buy this movie. But this is a really good action movie. This had crazy fight scenes in it, a lot of fight scenes to be honest. Guess again, another movie that's 2 hours and 20 minutes, so another long one in here too. Basically, this movie is about oh my god, what is it? 13. One man holds a nation's fate to survive relentless attempts on his way, with only 8 bodyguards to protect him. So again, there's eight bodyguards with this guy, and they have to fight hundreds of assassins, and so it's pretty cool. Each bodyguard gets to do his own fight scenes, and you get to see them all doing. And then yeah, eventually Donnie Yen does come in the movie, but for like 10 minutes. So I was kind of waiting for them the whole time. I remember the last fight scene being pretty crazy because it's finally they're down to the last like 2 or whatever, and they're just overwhelmed by all these assassins. It was pretty cool. So I don't know if this is for available anymore, but you might be able to get the regular edition. But check out the trailer. Honestly, I think a lot of these Asian movies are on YouTube in their full length, so if you want to just watch it there, check it out. Alright, this one is Armor of God 2. I mean, why did I get it? It's Jackie Chan. Why can't you say no Jackie Chan? And I remember being pretty cheap at the time. The transfer is rare. It's alright. It's nothing great. But just classic Jackie Chan, you know. I love seeing his action. Even the movies are kind of not always the best thing. Like this movie's kind of but just the fight scenes and seeing him act is always fun. And especially that was like the old 80s stuff. I want to get more of his old 80s stuff and watch that because I don't know, his last decade or so of movies haven't been so great. So there's that one. This one, Detective D. There's a cool slipcover here. I got this one because it stars, I think it's Andy Lau again. Just a famous Chinese actor. I think it's Andy Lau again. And I didn't really like this one. It was over long. I think it's because I don't know the history of the character that I didn't really get a lot of it. And the CGI was pretty bad in this one. And I didn't really like the wire work in this one. This is what I kind of regret getting. I wish I'd done more research on this one, but you know, there you go. Well, yeah, I don't regret anymore. Next one I got here is another Japanese one that you can only get it in Hong Kong if you want on Blu-ray. And I think maybe you can get in the UK on Blu-ray. This one's called Confessions. I highly recommend this movie. This is one of my favorites. This is one of those blind buys that really worked out for me. I put it on the level of like Old Boy with its twists and turns. I really like this one. I can read you the small synopsis in the back here, but it doesn't really give much away. But it's a psychological thriller of a grieving mother turned cold-blooded avenger with a twisty master plan to pay back those who are responsible for her daughter's death. It's directed by a pretty famous director in Japan, and whose name isn't on here, unfortunately. But please check it out on IMDb. I'll post a link, as always. Check it out. It's a really just fantastic film. My mind was blown at the end of it. Really worth checking out. I think this was Japan's submission for the Academy Awards, I think, that year. I think 2011. So I really want to watch it again because it's been a while since I've seen this one, and I highly recommend this one. Of all the ones I've shown so far, I think this is the one I recommend the most. I was so surprised by it. I didn't expect such a great movie from this one. So I'll keep going here. These two, this is Ip Man 1 and 2, or Yip Man, I guess how they say it. I got the combo pack. It's both in the stock because for the longest time it didn't seem like they were going to come out in North America, and then guess what? Well, Go gets both of them. But the quality of this one's really good, and this one actually has 7.1 DTS HDMA. I think the North American one has a different audio track. But yeah, I mean, they're standard, really good action films. I think the first one is obviously the better movie. The second one's story is just kind of basically like a Chinese Rocky, but just fantastic fight scenes. So if you like action, if you like Donnie Yen, this one has my Donnie Yen face for a little bit, just always just eating up everything he was doing. Check it out. You can get them. You don't have to import anymore. You can just get them from Well Go, and I'm sure you guys can get it for like $15 or so. This is another Chinese import or Hong Kong import, but it's a Japanese movie. This one it's called Villain. So I haven't seen this one. I saw a trailer for it. I was really excited for it, but it's very hard to explain. It's basically a fugitive runaway story turns into a tragic love story. Who made him kill and what makes him love? Ultimately, what separates the two and who's the backs on these Hong Kong movies don't always make sense. They badly translated some of the times. But I remember the main character being a killer or a serial killer, and then, oh my god, I'll post a link, read up on it. It looked really interesting, and I find films from Japan are really hard to penetrate just because a lot of them don't get transferred to North America. I mean, the UK you get kind of more with like third window films, and I find their films are really hard to penetrate unless they're like very mainstream, like 13 Assassins and stuff like The Audition. So it's always interesting just to find something that I've never heard about. I don't know the actors. I don't know anything about it, but it looks alright. So I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. I'm a huge sucker for blind buys just because, I don't know, again, I have more money than common sense. Oh, what's going on with my voice here? There we go. Alright. The next one, and the last one from Hong Kong, I believe. This one is called Vengeance, and it was screened, I think, in Cannes. That's what it says on the cover, at least. And I got this one because this is Johnny To. He's a famous like crime director from Hong Kong, and it stars this French Johnny Hallyday is a French crooner, which I think was really interesting. Just to see a random white guy in a Hong Kong movie. But he stars as a father comes to Hong Kong to avenge his daughter, but it turns out he has like Alzheimer's, so he's slowly forgetting stuff, and it's kind of like it's a Memento-ish. I'm not saying it's very like that, but he's got to track down stuff through notes and whatnot. I remember this one being alright. I wasn't as impressed as I thought I'd be, but it being alright. And again, one of the movies that you can't get in North America, not yet, and probably not ever, because it's not big enough of a release to be even considered for North America. So there's that one. Now those are all my Hong Kong and Korea imports and whatnot. All right. So this next pile I have here, This is all my UK imports now for any UK viewers. This probably isn't a big deal, but to us in North America who don't get a lot of your releases sometimes, it's kind of a big deal to us. So I'll start off with Mad Detective. This is one of my first imports as well. This one's another Johnny To film, another crime film. It's very fractured and broken. I remember it's very like twisty and turny because this guy has like amnesia and he's some sort of amazing detective. I don't remember too much about it. I remember just being very confused I think at the end, not knowing what really happened. But this is a Eureka release, and this is one of the few that they didn't region lock, and now they region lock everything, which is really kind of disappointing because they have a lot of great releases. The next one here is Import Export. This is, I think, Ulrich Seidel. It's an Austrian movie. I just got this one like recently for like $9. But I was really interested in seeing this one just because it's got like Eastern European stuff in there, and I don't know, Eastern Europe really interests me with that post-communism type stuff, so I'm definitely excited to check it out. The next one, which I have seen, a really messed up movie, Snowtown. You can only get it on Blu-ray, I think, in the UK and I think Australia, obviously, because it's an Australian movie. And this is really dark, really very brutal violence. It's about like the serial killings in Australia. I don't know what year it happened. I think it happened in the 90s or whatnot, but just a really dark movie, very a descent of a kid who is forced to do all these brutal things because of his neighbor, and you know, how he's kind of charmed by this guy, and because he doesn't really have a father figure in his life, and man, it's, you know, it's got a lot of reviews from a lot of places saying it's really good, and I saw that trailer and I had to check it out, and luckily this is region free, so I had to get it, and I recommend this one if you like that kind of like serial killer type stuff based on a true story. The acting is pretty good, the director is really good, and the Blu-ray is really good, so check this one out. This is another one from art. It's a Polish movie because I am Polish. Katin, which I haven't seen. My parents saw. I bought it for me, but also for my parents. Directed by Andrzej Wajda, basically like one of the most famous directors from Poland, aside from Polanski and a couple of others. But it was nominated for Academy Award in 2007 for Best Foreign Film, and again, one of the very few artificial eye releases that are region locked, so one of the early ones. And well, it's about the Polish massacre of soldiers and people by the Soviets during the war. It was covered up for many years until you know, not that long ago. So they made a film about it, and I heard it's very serious. It's very dark. My parents were they liked it, but they were very just saddened by it too. But I definitely want to check it out. I haven't seen a lot of Polish films, and considering this is one of the greatest directors in Polish cinema history, I definitely want to check it out. So these two, actually, this is Elite Squad 1 and 2. Elite Squad 1, this is from Hong Kong, actually. This one, you can only get in Hong Kong, or I think Brazil as well, and I think it was easier to import from Hong Kong. And I could have got the DVD, but again, I'm crazy, and I just need to have everything in Blu-ray. I did see the first one. I thought it was pretty good for kind of like, it's sort of like independent, almost, Brazil film. Not really, but like, you know, Brazil film doesn't have a lot of history. I don't know all about it, so for me this is really new, and I was impressed by it. And then Elite Squad 2, which I think is a really cool slipcover. It's very got that shiny stuff on there, which I haven't seen yet, and I know is available in North America now, but when I got it, it wasn't, unfortunately. But I heard this is the better of the two, and I will have to check it out eventually. Let's see here. This is my one of my pride joys. It's the Battle Royale limited edition set. I was lucky to get it when I did. I think it only cost me like $30, so I don't know why more people didn't order this one, because now it goes for crazy money on eBay. And it's got dust in there, of course. But this is, yeah, one of 10,000. It's got all these extras in there. It's got the director's cut, theatrical cut, just so much in here. I kind of like the movie. I think it's pretty cool. I like that it has Beat Takeshi in there. Let's see here. Yeah, so 1 of 10,000 is region free, but again, I think it's not available anymore. And correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody else knows, but I heard there was a fire and a lot of these were destroyed. I'm not too sure. I think there's a rumor I read on the internet. So it might be even more rare now. But again, this is 1 in 10,000. You get a certificate in here. I can't find right now. But yeah, I was lucky enough to get what I did, and it's kind of my pride and joy, just because it is so limited. That's kind of cool. And this is basically my first import ever, The Elephant Man by David Lynch. It's a great, fantastic movie. I really enjoy this one, and this is very early in my Blu-ray collecting career, my Blu-ray collecting hobby. I didn't know that you can import movies from other countries. I didn't know there's region locking and whatnot. So I read up on about it, and luckily enough, this one is region AB, and is that Studio Canal digibook type thing. So if you guys, I don't know, I think it might have been out of print for a while, and it might still be, but it's David Lynch, Anthony Hopkins, John Hurt, just a really great film, touching and sad. I think I remember I bawled my eyes out when I first saw this movie, but it's really good. So just check it out if you can get a hold of it on Blu-ray. If not, that's unfortunate. Alright, and the last two here, I'll be really quick. Flame and Citron from the UK. This is a Danish movie, I believe. I got it because of Mads Mikkelsen. He's really good in it. And just a standard World War II movie about them resisting the Nazis, which you just see so many of. So I'm kind of getting tired of this genre. It just, how many times can you revisit World War II and more so? I know there's a lot of amazing stories in World War II, and a lot of amazing stories in that time. However, I'm starting to get tired of this kind of genre. There are still some classics that you have to watch, and if there's anything really interesting that comes out, I will watch it. But every time I see a World War II movie, I just kind of see it as Oscar bait sometimes, and I just feel that this has been beaten to death, sort of, this genre of film of the World War II, fighting against the Nazis. So maybe it's just me. I don't know. I'm sure that plenty of people, the history buffs that love this kind of stuff. I've kind of grown tired of it. But it was a pretty good movie for a Danish production. And last one, the David Lynch movie. It's not available in North America. The Wild at Heart with Nicolas Cage. Just a really strange movie. As with any David Lynch movie, they're really strange. But I remember liking it. Just the acting by Nicolas Cage and all the crazy stuff going on here. A lot of great lines. Like the line with him in his jacket, he's like talking about his leather jacket, his snakeskin jacket, and how it represents his individuality. But yeah, it is region free, I believe. You can't get it in North America, unfortunately, so I had to import it. And yeah, it's pretty good. So that's all my imports. I think my next video I might do a complete collection review, just a quick scan of everything I have, and I'll make sure I watch some more movies and do an update, because I've been behind on those recently. Alright, so I'm going to try and list all the IMDb links in the box. There's going to be a lot of them. And any comments and questions, leave them down in the comments. Subscribe if you guys want to. I don't know. I don't think I'm that interesting, but if you guys think so, please do. That's it for now. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Bye.